So on here now, since I have the solar hooked up and the solar panel, it should be showing me the solar panel on here. And since there's no, pick it up there, start to get a little sun, you can see it. So the next thing we have to do is, there's the last one, that's your load. So I usually buy these little pigtails right here. And I'll open this up and show you. And they're like 50 cents a piece. I buy like 10 of them for $5. They can be cheaper than that too, a lot of times. See, like on this camera here, it has your external battery port, and that's where the power goes in. Okay, but on this one, I'm doing this for a Eye camera, and they have their own size plug, which is different than everybody else, and I don't know why, but it is. So I had to get one of those. So now, right now, it has these right here on there, but I need a straight wire to go into the controller. So I'm just going to cut them off. Cut. Okay. And now I'm going to use my stripper, and I'm going to strip the ends. And these are really small wires. I probably should have built my own. Wow. It won't even strip it. This is crazy. Don't try this at home, people. See, now I got copper. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook up my negative. And again, this is gonna be the power going out to your load, which will be to your camera. They're really small, so I'm gonna go ahead and bend that over a little bit. Make it a little bit bigger. This is gonna take a while. Make sure that's in there good, and now we're going to tighten it up. That's the negative. Now the positive. See, it's really thin, so I'm just going to double that end piece on that copper over, so it has more stuff to connect to. Bam, it's in the hole. And now we're going to tighten it up. Okay. So now, if this would fit the camera, which I know it doesn't, I would be able to stick this in here, and it's pretty close. And I could power up my camera. That's all I have to do. But what I'm gonna do is I like to put this inside of a battery box. So we're gonna start this process over, and sorry about that, I'm not very well. And I'm gonna show you how to do the battery box. So what I'm gonna do is I'll go back the way I did, reverse what I did. Take it back out. So that's the power one off. And now I'm going to take the solar off. So now I just have these two. So what I'm going to do is take my box here. I'm going to put my battery and my controller inside there. And so now we can see it's inside there. So we got to get these wires inside here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything out. I know kind of where I need to, here's my controller right there. So I know about right here is where I need to put the holes for the wires to go in. So I'm going to take the battery, everything out because I don't want to go to the battery, right? Now, so my wire here, I kind of look at my wire and see how thick it is, okay. And I'm going to get a drill bit. And I'm going to drill into the top of this thing. Trying to see where it's at there. Okay, so there's that be for the solar. And now if you look at the power cord, it is much smaller. So I'm going to make a much smaller hole. And this is the smallest I got. The others are broken, and I got my other drill bits. So I'm gonna drill into here, right beside it. There we go. Get this out of the way. Bring this over here. Open it up, put the battery in there, and here's where I got to work right here. So the first thing I did, remember, it was the solar, is what it says you got to hook up first. So I'm gonna take this, I know what positive and negative is. I'm gonna put it through this hole right here, on this right here. It's gonna be kind of tight, just like we like it. And I'm going to show you a little trick that I do. So what I like to do is take a zip tie and zip tie it around this cable on the inside. And I'll show you a picture of this. I'm going to flip it off, the end piece. Take this controller out of the way so you can kind of see. So basically what that's doing in there is keeping that right there from pulling out. You can't pull it out. And also, what I will do is I'll put another one on the outside so you can't pull it either way. Now, I'm not trying to coon-proof this thing or nothing like that. I'm just trying to bob-proof it so I don't pull my wires out because I've had to pull out. So now this thing is not going in either way. Now, I'm gonna put in my power cord. So this is my load. So it'll go to the camera. And I made another hole right here. Put that in there. And we're gonna get a say. Zip tie on there too. Flip it off. Bam. Pull it through. Put in one more zip tie on the outside. Now, if you wanted to make this thing waterproof, which I wouldn't, I want it to get air. This is great for air. You could seal this thing up with some putty or anything, but like I said, I started doing that before, but then I looked online my golf cart battery and they have vents on there, and those vents are there for a reason. So now I got that there. Now I can bring my controller over, and remember, we hook up the solar to the solar, and we hook up the load to the load. I'll put it in there, close it up, and now I got a battery box, right? That with the handle right here, I take that handle and I tie it with wire to the tree where I have my camera or whatever I have my camera at, and then I just hook up the solar up where it needs to be and make sure this power cord is long enough to go. I put it where I can reach the camera. And now that right there, I got as much power as I need. Like I've told people, if I'm in an area that has full sun, in this area I'm doing for this one is full sun, a 6 amp hour battery, lithium iron phosphate, and a 5 watt, and this right here is a 5 watt solar, is sufficient. You will never run out of power. I have some cameras that take 200 pictures a day at night, and I don't run out of power. Now, if I'm in a place that has maybe, 4 hours of sun a day, because it's kind of in the woods a little bit, but there's a canopy kind of open, I'll go with probably an 8 amp hour battery. You can go 10 if you want, and I'll probably bump it up to 10 watt solar. If I'm in an area that's inside the woods, and usually when I'm inside the woods like that, I'm not on a feeder or nothing, I'm just on a trail, so usually I just use batteries. But if I'm in a place that I have a feeder in the woods and it just only gets like an hour of sunlight a day, I'm gonna go with about a 12 amp hour battery and a 20 watt solar panel. Still the same controllers. These controllers that I have here, I'll show you the box. They're 30 amp, which is big enough. And a 12 amp hour battery, getting an hour of sunlight with a 20 watt solar panel is probably gonna keep you going forever. But what I also do with these, because you understand, lithium iron phosphate batteries, if it gets so cold to have a BMS inside the battery case, it'll shut down that battery. So I always put regular batteries inside it. So the internal has batteries, but most of the cameras that I run, Stealth, SpyPoint, even I know the Blackgate I'm testing does it, and I'm pretty sure, but I'm not 100% sure yet because I'm building this for WiseEye. I think they also has it inside where if you got external power, it'll use the external panel first, and if the external power goes out, it'll use the batteries. So, and the reason why I do this, like I said, it gets cold, and also the reason why I use a controller. So last year or 2 years ago, I didn't, and I blew out 2 of the external power ports on cameras because what happened was my lithium battery shut down because of BMS, but the solar kept going because I just had them hooked straight to the battery. And so then I had 19, 20 volts going to my camera, and the lithium, when it got warmer, never reset because it was up at 18, 19, 20, 21 volts from the solar, and I just blew out the external power port. Now, the internal battery still worked, but the external did not work, and I had 2 of those that I did that too. But now with this solar charger controller, that doesn't happen. And matter of fact, I bought a whole bunch of small controllers that were like the same thing as this one, but it doesn't do lithium. But I bought them for my feeder motors because some of my feeder motors that are in full sun, even with the small, like 1 or 1.5 watt solar, it was just getting too much sun, and it would corrode your batteries and corrode the terminals, and after a couple of years. And so I'm going to replace all of those and upgrade them with controllers. And that way, and then of course it won't be set to lithium, be set to regular batteries. They're sealed lead acid. But that way, I should get 5 to 7 years out of my sealed lead acid batteries. I'm getting about 5 to 6 years usually on my sealed lead acid. But if I have a place that has a lot of sun, a lot of times I only get 2 or 3 years out of them. So I hope this helps. This should be about everything you need to know. This was, and I posted everything, the price. This cost me, everything here cost me $63 on Amazon, shipped to my house. If I would have bought the battery box at Harbor Freight, and they have coupons for them all the time for $2.99, it would have been less than $60. And this right here is a 7 amp hour battery. And here's the box it came into, just a cheap box from Amazon. I just go to Amazon and search, and then it always comes up on my search history all the time, and they'll email you, hey, here's a better price type deal. And I've gotten 6 amp hour batteries for $25 before, and up to 12 amp hours I've gotten for $40 before, and $35 probably. So just keep looking and watching. Put the controllers. The controller I usually use is the Renogy, and that sometimes they go up to $21, and it used to be $17, $16.99, and go on sale for $10 or $11, and that's when I'd buy them. But now it seems like they're $21. They're going on sale for $16. So that's why I bought this generic one right here. And I bought a generic one before, and it works fine. So, I'm gonna try it. And like I said on the box here, if you can read it or not, but it even says right there, lithium iron phosphate batteries. So, like I said, make sure the controller you're buying, and lithium iron phosphate is the best battery you can buy. You got to be careful. A lot of people online are selling battery boxes with solar hooked onto them. They're telling you, oh, these are 20 amp hour, yada, 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 but they're lithium ion, not lithium iron phosphate. Lithium ion are the ones that can burn up, and they are, they're older technology, not real old technology, but They usually last about 5 years is what the average lifespan for one of those are. But a lithium iron phosphate, so lithium ion, ION, and lithium iron, IRON, phosphate, also they call them lipo, for those right there are lasting, they think, 10 years. Now I've got them that I have running for, I think, 5 years now, and still no degradation in their how they're working. But you know, they haven't been out that long, so I can't tell you they'll go 10 or 12 years, but that's what they think is an average on 10 years. So anyway, any questions? I will post again, and on the in the comments, I'll post some pictures of this stuff again, so you know. But just ask any questions, and we'll try to answer them. Have a great day. Bye.